All right, y'all. Little Monday morning analysis here. Looking here at the Bitcoin chart for all you Bitcoin traders. We're just going to come on over here and just look. And as some of you might have seen, we did see a nice little shakeout to the downside, right? We just came down and wicked everyone out. I wouldn't say everyone, but I was wicked out. We saw that big shakeout to the downside. Boom, boom. And then now we're coming up to the upside. That was a bummer. Sunday night shakeout. Yeah, that was a real bummer. Got shook out of my long, and I did have a short, and now I'm shook out of that. So kind of starting fresh on the week. So what am I looking at for the week? I want to bring up here and just kind of want to go through these profiles and show you what I see. So looking at the daily, I can see that we're kind of building value on top of previous day value, right? You got that nice P-shaped profile, really showing that finished business to the downside. And now just a nice strong move up on the daily. Come here to the weekly, look how value is migrating. As you can see, value is opened outside of previous value, came on down here. Nice little shakeout. Coming on up to previous week's value area low. Very important to know that we are coming up on some weekly resistance right here. And come here to the monthly. And the monthly also value is kind of migrating ever so slightly to the upside. You can see monthly open was right at previous month's point of control. And then, ooh, look here, and you can see here that we're coming up on just closing out these final single prints. And this is what I'm talking about as far as like unfinished business. You can see here, got this poor high right here, this poor high right here with some real finished lows. So, I mean, what this is showing me is that if we come down below these lows, really, there's just no reason to come down here right now. I'd say finishing up these highs, filling in these gaps, finishing up these highs, it just makes the most sense is for where price really what it would be seeking to resolve if it were to go up. And then looking here, local price action, you can see here just the huge discrepancy. Price is going up, 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 and CVD is going down, 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 with some local, just all this open interest coming in with mostly just shorts, right? 2 million, 1 million, 3 million longs coming in here. And those longs are kind of neutral right now, but you can see here, just for the most part, everyone is shorting and really getting taken out. Coming up to that previous month point of control and that single print right there. So let's make a little bit of a plan, right? What do our plans look like? So I'd say here we are at the, or we are moving away from the right at the point of control. Right at the point of control. So we are right at some resistance, and this is a little bit of a supply demand zone right here. You can see this was some supply. So we're right at resistance. So as far as continuing lower, this is currently at the spot where price would really want to make a decision. I'm going to bring in here my horizontals. So we're currently at this daily level and the POC and just this little fib level here from this previous high to this low. So Continuation usually is at the 382. So boom, 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 boom. So if we continued lower, this is it. This is the spot. If we did flip this, and then I would say, where does price need to go? Where is price trying to go, and where does price need to go? What are you looking for? Yeah. Be an interesting week. It hasn't really been the most easiest trading these days. But I'd say if we reclaim this point of control, I mean, nothing really stopping us from coming on up 69,000. And then really just daily level, value area high. This would be my next zone right here. I mean, this is just really weakened. Everything has been tested so many times. And it has just been just some range trading. So let's see what this looks like. So anyways, best short, right? I'm thinking that really now, right? If there was an area to short, this would be the area that makes the most sense. I think that typically when you have these Monday mornings and you're open right at resistance, we know how price likes to act on Mondays. Maybe just taking out the highs one more time and then seeing a little bit of a drop. But otherwise, if we flip this point of control, I'd say that we might be in for a little week of some upwards movement. Just look for a reaction here at this naked daily, and on our way up to this daily. Back test of this parallel channel could be. Yeah, we're at some decent resistance right here. We are at some decent resistance right here. I'd say if we flip this level right here and really reclaimed it, nothing really holding us back from making a nice big move, which would be nice, right? Let's see what we got going here for news. Let's look at some open interest here. Mixed bag, right? June 26 options calling for $380,000. 300,000? Holy shit. That can't be right. Is that right? Wow. That is insane. Calling for a $380,000 Bitcoin by June? That is wild. That is really wild. So some people are really betting that we're going up in a big way. Other than that, really the bulk of it is lower, right? Got a lot of puts calling for that 65,000 still. A lot of puts calling for that 60,000. So we've got some magnets to the downside, but some people are really calling for that big spike. And as I went over the other day in my last video, just kind of zooming out, looking at this from an Elliott wave perspective, right? This is currently, if the bottom is in, right? Just looking at it, zooming out and just saying, all right, let's look at where we're at, just kind of on a global. We're right at the most critical support that really you could have. And we spent a lot of time here, right? We spent a lot of time. And I would really say that if we were going to start to impulse, right? because impulse, correction, impulse, correction. Really, it's time to start impulse, right? Impulse, impulse. If the time was ever, it is now, right? A backtrace now, back into the value area. Really, there would have to be some big news. And we are in the phase really where there could be some big news, right? The war in the Middle East, all that stuff, just to be aware of. So yeah, Monday assessment, we are currently right at some medium time frame resistance. If there was ever a reason and a place to go down, it is here and it is now from a technical aspect. Yeah. Other than that, some scattered resistance. I really don't see a reason why, if we did flip this, we're not making our way up. Anything can happen, but there's just some scattered chop above us to the upside. Nothing really stacking up. I mean, it's just another week of value area low to value area high. And basically, that's how I'll be playing it. If we flip this, I might be looking for the long locally. And if we wake up and Bitcoin does have a little, just takes the highs and boom, with a little local invalidation, I will take the short. So best short, best long, right? Best long is still down here in this region, right? This 58,000, I like this 58,000 zone. And then even this 54.9, I really like this down here. Global point of control is here. So yeah, any of these little areas here probably won't be the easiest trade to get into, because just scattered, you're really just like, there's no clear indication on where the bottom will be, right? But typically how these usually work is like, you see some kind of news event, everything is ripping to the downside. Ideally, what I like to see is, I like to see that initial support, taking out everyone and then flipping it, just that shoulder, inverse shoulder, head and shoulder, really just tapping through these levels. Best short right now, I'd say here is locally, maybe New York today, just kind of rip. Give me a good high with some trap traders to the downside. Otherwise, I'll be looking at this value area high, daily level, value area high. But really flipping this point of control and flipping this value area high, I'd say that there's going to be a big impulse. Just a nice big boom. Yeah. If this, then that. And if this, then that. That's about all I got for today. See how it goes during the New York trading session, and we'll do a little wrap up and analyze what happens.